All right, so we may begin. Are there any questions for our guests? No, you're all too busy. All right, then. I would like to ask you talked about all of these people. Oh, did you see a question? Oh, here, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I've got two questions. One, I love movies, but I don't know that I get it. Like, what's the moral? Second is, I love Allison Janney. I just think you are the best one since the West Wing, since whenever. You are the best one-liner. You should do stand-up.
Big shout out to Allison Janney. And to repeat the question, she said she really, really liked the movie. She's not sure she's got it.
So what's the question, Jane?
What is the point? I mean, I loved it. I enjoyed it, and I actually, my guess is that we define morality. My synopsis is probably wrong. Is that our definition of morality is less than
Talking about, she's saying her morality, it doesn't necessarily fit with hers, and it's about a question of morality.
It's meant to be about sort of forgiveness and not being judgmental. The story is basically about things that can go wrong, might generate change that can be positive. Obviously, it's built on a relationship that we're not expecting you at the beginning to sort of buy into on moral grounds or whatever. But by the end of the movie, the idea is that, the very people that might judge the David and Nina relationship from you, the people that you would hope to somehow shift by the end, in that there is a sort of sympathy for human frailty and mistakes and things like that. It's supposed to be a very affirmative movie, but acknowledge that life isn't always so straightforward.
Okay. He's asking, was it difficult to bring this group together, this fabulous group?
Not especially. Never working with them, I can tell you. No, joking. It was extremely pleasant experience. We were very clear. I think on the cast that we were pursuing and able to engage with, and everybody did it in good faith on the back of the script, because it wasn't a big money job and everything. And I think those things become cumulative. Everybody can sort of play up the strengths of everybody else. So it wasn't that difficult in all honesty. It was hard at the beginning to get the thing going, raise money, because people expected just to have Bruce Willis or somebody at the beginning, and that was hard.
You were better!
I mean, the economics of the thing were tricky at the very outset, and then when we were able to have the freedom that we wanted, I had only ever hung my hat on Hugh agreeing to do it, frankly. Clawing back some respectability there. Yeah, so not true.
Another question there, please, yes.
Yeah.
They didn't last long.
Well, thank you. Over here, all right.
Yeah. But then you got to the song when Nina and David are on the beach. I was wondering if you knew the song.
So I know the song. I do know the song. Yeah, it's a band called Givers, who just signed off last night. The song's called "I Saw You First." But thank you. Yeah, it's a difficult choice.
Down here, go ahead. The question is for Mr. Laurie. Did you find this a big departure from your previous work?
Yes, it was. It was and it is. Very big departure. That answers that question. I'm sorry, I just have to take, because this is going to nag at me all night. The lady had the first Good heavens above. This, if ever a film seemed to affirm the absolutely utilitarian idea of morality, which is the greatest happiness of the greatest number, that's that film. It was about people loving each other, forgiving each other, and at the end of the film, achieving the greatest happiness. Everybody. What could you possibly object to in that system of morality?
Thank you. Did everyone hear that? All right, okay. Well, congratulations. Chemistry great, all good, all good. Yeah.
Hi. First, I'd like to say that it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. And Mr. Laurie, I have a question for you.
Don't make him angry, please.
First, I want to say that you're a brilliant actor, very talented, and do you see yourself doing more independent films? I know you have Mr. Pip coming out. Do you see yourself doing more films like The Oranges and Mr. Pip instead of...
I wanted to repeat for a second. She just wanted to know if Mr. Laurie sees himself doing more independent films going forward. She knows you have Mr. Pip coming out.
Yes, I do indeed. I don't see anything of myself beyond about a week, really.
That's what she said.
And I guess I'm probably speaking for the cast here, and probably most actors, when I say that we blow with the wind, depending on what comes our way. If we find a script in whatever form, independent or radio, podcast, whatever it may be, if it is good and it speaks to you and you think you can do it well, you think you can do it justice, then you are drawn to it. And you, don't you think? Am I right? Just all nod, please, even if I'm not. Thank you. Thank you. And so personally, I have no sort of a big map of Europe and, invade Poland in next year. I don't think many actors actually work in that way. I think it's just a question of being lucky enough to you get opportunities and you take them and you do what you can with them and then you just sort of stumble from one thing to the next. I mean, I'm afraid it's that haphazard. But I think all of us would agree that we're very lucky to have had this particular opportunity and we give thanks for it.
Thank you.
We have time for one more question. All right, so first we're going to do this, Sharon. Oh my gosh. Go ahead, please. The question, if I might repeat it, is the gentleman feels there's a tremendous synergy between Oliver and Hugh. Would you ever consider doing something together again?
Yeah, this is really awkward. Yeah, sure. See, I do have a map of Poland, goddamn. Absolutely, of course. I mean, seriously, it was a great joy for me to work with the wonderful Mr. Laurie, and I'd do it again in a drop of a hat.
Very good. Okay. Yes, please. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't have a problem being quiet. I have a comment followed by questions. One, I look around and I see that this is one of the most unique casts, especially because everybody comes from such a different comic background, and everybody here has some of the best comic timing I've seen in screens in the last 50 years.
Thank you.
The question is, how did you coach such a unique cast together? How did this happen? How did you build, and how did you get people together?
Well, we had very clear ideas about who, and I think maybe what you're referring to is more the way, the actors work together. The only thing we were ever trying to do was build the energy of the relationship. So clearly, Hugh and Oliver had to feel like they had history and that they were, the best of friends despite everything that was happening. That's just your starting point. And then you leave it to the two of them to build that. And, I'd say the Leighton and Hugh relationship is the hardest thing probably for the movie, because if you get that wrong, there's probably no movie, because you're invited not to, sort of take against them. And again, that's early dialogue.
Ian and Jay, are you here? Can you stand up, please? Ian and Jay, can you stand up? They wrote the script.